The Art of Worldly Wisdom, Baltasar Gracian. Do not always be jesting. Wisdom is shown in serious matters, and is more appreciated than mere wit. He that is always ready for jest is never ready for serious things. They resemble liars in that men never believe either, always expecting a lie in one, a joke in the other. One never knows when you speak with judgment, which is the same as if you had none. A continual jest soon loses all zest. Many get the repute of being witty, but thereby lose the credit of being sensible. Jest has its little hour, seriousness should have all the rest. Be all things to all men. A discreet Proteus, learned with the learned, saintly with the sainted. It is the great art to gain every one's suffrage. Their goodwill gains general agreement. Notice men's moods and adapt yourself to each, genial or serious as the case may be. Follow their lead, glossing over the changes as cunningly as possible. This is as indispensable art for dependent persons, but this savoir-faire calls for great cleverness. He will only find no difficulty who has a universal genius in his knowledge and universal ingenuity in his wit. The art of undertaking things. Fools rush in through the door, for folly is always bold. The same simplicity which robs them of all attention to precautions deprives them of all sense of shame at failure. But prudence enters with more deliberation. Its forerunners are caution and care. They advance and discover whether you can also advance without danger. Every rush forward is freed from danger by caution, while fortune sometimes helps in such cases. Step cautiously where you suspect depth. Sagacity goes cautiously forward while precaution covers the ground. Nowadays, there are unsuspected depths in human conversation. You must therefore cast the lead at every step. A genial disposition. If with moderation, 'tis an accomplishment, not a defect. A grain of gaiety seasons all. The greatest men join in the fun at times, and it makes them liked by all. But they should always on such occasions preserve their dignity, nor go beyond the bounds of decorum. Others again get themselves out of difficulty quickest by a joke, for there are things you must take in fun, through other perhaps mean them in earnest. You show a sense of placability which acts as a magnet on all hearts. Take care to get information. We live by information, not by sight. We exist by faith in others. The ear is the area gate of truth, but the front door of lies. The truth is generally seen, rarely heard. Seldom she comes in elemental purity, especially from afar. There is always some admixture of the moods of those through whom she has passed. The passions tinge her with their colors wherever they touch her, sometimes favorably, sometimes the reverse. She always brings out the disposition. Therefore receive her with caution from him that praises, with more caution from him that blames. Pay attention to the intention of the speaker. You should know beforehand on what footing he comes. Let reflection assay falsity and exaggeration. Renew your brilliance. 'Tis the privilege of the phoenix. Ability is wont to grow old, and with it fame. The staleness of custom weakens admiration, and a mediocrity that's new often eclipses the highest excellence grown old. Try therefore to be born again in valor, in genius, in fortune, and all. Display startling novelties, rise afresh like the sun every day. Change too the scene on which you shine, so that your loss may be felt in the old scenes of your triumph, while the novelty of your powers wins you applause in the new. Drain nothing to the dregs, neither good nor ill. A sage once reduced all virtue to the golden mean. Push right to the extreme, and it becomes wrong. Press all the juice from an orange, and it becomes bitter. Even in enjoyment never go to extremes. Thought too subtle is dull. If you milk a cow too much, you draw blood, not milk. Allow yourself some venial fault. Some such carelessness is often the greatest recommendation of talent, for envy exercises ostracism, most envenomed when most polite. It counts it to perfection as a failing that it has no faults, for being perfect in all it condemns it to all. It becomes an Argus, all eyes for imperfection. 'Tis its only consolation. Blame is like the lightning, it hits the highest. Let Homer nod now and then and affect some negligence in valor or in intellect, not in prudence, so as to disarm malevolence, or at least to prevent its bursting with its own venom. You thus leave your cloak on the horns of envy in order to save your immortal parts. Make use of your enemies. You should learn to seize things not by the blade which cuts, but by the handle which saves you from harm, especially in this the rule with the doings of your enemies. A wise man gets more use from his enemies than a fool from his friends. Their ill will often levels mountains of difficulties which one would otherwise not face. Many have had their greatness made for them by their enemies. Flattery is more dangerous than hatred, because it covers the stains which the other causes to be wiped out. The wise will turn ill will into a mirror more faithful than that of kindness, and remove or improve the faults referred to. Caution thrives well when rivalry and ill will are next-door neighbors. Do not play manille. It is a fault of excellence that being so much in use it is liable to abuse. Because all covet it, all are vexed by it. It is a great misfortune to be of use to no one, scarcely less to be of use to everyone. People who reach this stage lose by gaining, and at last bore those who desired them before. These manilles wear away all kinds of excellence. Losing the earlier esteem of the few, they obtain discredit among the vulgar. The remedy against this extreme is to moderate your brilliance. Be extraordinary in your excellence if you like, but be ordinary in your display of it. The more light a torch gives, the more it burns away and the nearer 'tis to going out. Show yourself less, and you will be rewarded by being esteemed more.